Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we're doing why you face these challenging times and how to heal. And in order to do this reading, one already came out. We're going to pick 3 piles together. So we have pile 1 already ready, pile 2, and pile 3. Alright, so for pile 1, we have the Fool. For pile 2, we have the Root of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups. And for pile 3, we have the Four of Pentacles. So take a look at which one of these piles you're the most drawn to, and that's probably the pile for you here today. If you feel drawn to more than one pile, trust your intuition. It will always guide you to the right reading. As usual, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I'll see you in your readings. Hi, pile number 1. So you've chosen the Fool. Alright, so now we're going to pick out another oracle card before we pick out your tarot cards and ask, why did pile number 1 face these challenging times, and how can they heal from it, please? Why did pile number 2 face these challenging times, and how can pile number 2 heal from it? Alright, so this is your oracle card. Before we get into your tarot cards, you have see other people as they are. Let's take a look on the other side. I see what this is about. When you see other people as they are without taking it personally, you can never be hurt by what they say or do. Even if others lie to you, it's okay. They are lying to you because they are afraid you will discover that they are not perfect. Okay, so before we get into my analysis of this, we're going to take your tarot cards. Oh, right. And see, why did pile number 1, was I saying 2? I'm so sorry about that. I'm just going to keep notes here from now on because I don't want to mix up the piles. I focus so much on the channeling, it's hard for me to take myself out and refocus back again, just like a camera lens. So I'm going to fix that starting tomorrow. Alright, so I'm going to fix it soon. So why does pile number 1 why did pile number 1 face these challenging times, and how can pile number 1 heal, please? All right. So pile number 1, you have the Magician. You have the King of Pentacles. You have the Queen of Pentacles. You have the Chariot. Alright, now we're gonna use the bottom row for clarification. You have the 8 of Wands. Right, let's shuffle it quickly. This one's standing out, also this one. So you have, let's take these to the side. Right, so you have the 7 of Cups. King of Swords. The Two of Wands. Okay. You have the Three of Wands. And finally, you have the Three of Cups. Pile number one. Part of the reason why you've been through these challenging times is because you had a deep-rooted wish that you wanted to happen. This could be changing something about yourself, or taking on a different journey than the one you were in, or it could really be anything. But even though it was a deep-rooted wish, you never took the plunge because you were afraid of losing something else that you already had. It was time for you, pile number one, to lose some of the things that you had in your life, to have your situations change, and to be pushed towards the direction that your heart wants, because it's part of your calling there. It's something that you wanted to do, and you had to learn not to be afraid, to see the world in a different way, to learn to go after what you want and to achieve what you want. Because with the dual nature of wanting to achieve something so much in your heart, wanting things to change, but at the same time sleeping on it and not doing anything about it because you were afraid of one thing or the other, was slowing down this wish for you, which was going to really take a huge toll on you at some point. And so you were pushed by your spirit guides, by the universe, to go, whether you notice it or not, towards the direction that you were supposed to go to achieve whatever it is, deep-rooted wish that you wanted, to choose that. Pile number one. Perhaps you were afraid of what other people were going to say, or the people that matter to you most. Perhaps you procrastinated on taking these actions, and it was a combination of different things that was keeping you a little bit stuck, a little bit on hold, moving slowly with a big dream in your hands, wishing for something that your heart was yearning for, and not doing anything about it. You were also meant to learn, pile number one, that there were so many people that you saw in a different light, because perhaps there were good times between you and you cherished them very much, but you weren't seeing a lot of red flags, and you had to learn to put people in the right place, not to lose hope in people, but at the same time not to put people perhaps on pedestals, certain people on pedestal, not to let go of the red flags that you keep seeing, or ignore the red flags that you keep seeing. This way you will really avoid disappointment. I think here during your journey, pile number one, you're either learning or you've learned that not everyone, no matter how dear they are, could be a good person, that they'll always have their best interest and wishes for you, even though generally they were there, and that life is not constant. It changes. There are ups and there are downs, and you have to create this space in your life where you allow for the ups and the downs to happen, without letting it affect you, because this is life, an ever-changing energy. You'll always face amazing things, and you'll always face some challenging times. And you gotta let this flow happen and take its natural course, while being relatively in the same frequency and same vibration as much as possible, going a little bit up and going a little bit down, but not too much, not going to the extremes. And that is mainly done by not being attached and labeling yourself with certain things and labeling people with certain things. Don't be attached to anything. Enjoy the moment, enjoy the present moment, and enjoy what it serves you and what it's giving you, and accept what it's not giving you. Accept the challenges. Let it happen. Learn from it. Cry it out. Feel the negative emotions first. Then decide it's time to not experience these bad emotions anymore. To stop the triggers. To push it away when you experience them, because you've already cried it out and you don't want to relive the bad times. You want to go up from there. Pile number 1. All right. Now, before we move, I just want to apologize for the background noise. My dog is a little tired today and I have to keep him close. So thank you for understanding. All right. So now, pile number 1, you're moving towards actually achieving what your heart desires. You're being greatly supported at the moment you're listening to this reading by your spirit guides. There is a lot of energy supporting you, pile number 1, helping you to reach your dreams, to reach whatever it is that you want to achieve. And that, as you can see here, has to be done through you, because that was the whole point to begin with, for you to take that plunge and achieve what you want, pile number 1. And your reading here is greatly supported by you taking action, learning the necessary skills that you need to achieve whatever dreams it is that you want, educating yourself, and taking action, working on it little by little every day until you achieve it. Because pile number 1, I promise you, you are going to achieve this dream, because that was the whole point from the beginning. You will be supported and you will achieve it. But again, as you can see with the King of Swords and the 8 of Wands, you have to take action. Especially with the King of Swords here, it's all about routines, creating routines, taking action every day, being organized, holding on until you finish that task and make it happen. Pile number 1. See, manifesting something into the physical requires 2 main ingredients, because we are spirit and we are a physical body as well. And we have energies. And in order to attract our wishes into reality, we have to do 2 things. Believe it in our heart, believe that it's going to happen for us, but at the same time we have to take action. And that's where a lot of people fall and misunderstand the concept here of manifestation. By taking action, you energetically show the universe that you are worth it, that you are on the same frequency on the thing that you're trying to attract. And by working on it every day, you find, with the Magician card here, things magically opening up for you, opportunities showing up to your door, good news, good information, things just happening and working for you. Pile number 1. So pile number 1, I always say that, and I say it from the heart. If you want a book, a small book to help you take on that journey, help you learn how to become a productive person, and enjoy it while doing it, I have written a small productivity book that you will not procrastinate in reading, that will truly help you in becoming a productive person every day. And if you're interested in that, you'll find my email down in the description box. Email me, I send you the prices, and if you decide to purchase it, I'll send it straight to your email. So as you can see, pile number 1, it's like bad times in disguise, because it looks now like you're going through some tough times. But this is your journey towards your deep-rooted dreams, my sweet pile number ones. So take a plunge, just like the Fool here. Start taking action and working on that dream that you have in your heart. And from now on, take it slow with the new people that you meet. Don't lose hope in humanity. Yes, there's a lot of selfishness in the world. It happens. But along with that, there are a lot of beautiful people in the world. Pile number one. And take it little by little with people. Let them first show you who they are. Watch for the red flags, but along with your journey, also watch for the beautiful things that they have to offer. Accept them for who you are and place them in that category of the people who would do this and this and this beautiful thing, but at the same time could do this and this and this bad or nasty thing. And now you know where people are and where their levels are at in their development journey. And being careful and opening up your heart again, you will start to meet gems of people that you will truly enjoy your relationship with. Pile number one. So pile number one, with the Two of Wands and with the Three of Wands, I see for you here a lot of waiting unnecessarily to start your journey and to mingle with people. I think you have learned to be happy on your own, or you're on your journey to doing that. Kudos to you. Great job. You've learned to love yourself, or you're working towards that. You've learned to create your own peace after the turbulent times that you've been through, or you're on your journey to doing that. But along your journey, whether you're at that stage or not, there is a lot of holding off that is creating a lot of negative emotions, because we're social creatures at the end of the day, and we're creatures that strive to reach what our souls want to achieve. And so I advise you, pile number one, to start mingling slowly, finding the right people slowly, and trust your energy. If you cannot stay too long, don't, but just don't cut off. Take it slowly, start meeting people slowly, as safely as you can, of course, during these times. And find out, because you will find gems. Pile number one, and at the same time, please don't forget, follow your soul and your heart and find out what is it that your heart is yearning for, and start taking action today. Pile number one. So pile number one, that was your reading. I wish you all the best of luck from my heart. I hope you achieve everything that your heart desires. And if you've enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number two. So you've chosen the Root of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups. And you see a salmon fish in this specific card. Okay, before we start your reading, I'm going to pull out an oracle card, and then we'll finish your reading by checking your tarot cards, and together we'll understand exactly why you face these challenging times and how to heal. And by the way, if you hear a little bit of background noise today, I'm so sorry. My dog is a little bit ill, and I have to keep him with me, so I apologize about that. Okay, so why did pile number two face these challenging times, and how can pile number two heal, please? Okay, so pile number two, you have relinquish the power of your word. Let's see what it says on the other side. Your word is the power that you have to create. It is a gift that comes directly from God. Okay, great. Right. I see what this is about. All right, now let's pick out your tarot cards and find out more information about why you face these challenging times, and how can pile number 2 heal, please? Thank you. So why did pile, oh, thank you. Why did pile number 2 face these challenging times, and how can pile number 2 heal, please? Thank you. All right, we're gonna keep this here. So pile number 2, you have the Hierophant. Okay. You have a Death. Interesting. Do you see how many flowers you have in your reading? Pile number 2. All right. Interesting combination here. Really interesting. Okay. The Knight of Pentacles. The Seven of Wands. Five of Cups. Two of Cups. Two of Wands. The Empress. Okay, this makes absolute sense here. You have King of Pentacles, and you have the Five of Wands. Look, pile number 2. So while you're a humble person in general, pile number 2, it does seem that without knowing, you tend to slip some ideas to your ego. You, without realizing, can start thinking of what other people are gonna think of you when you do this, this, and that. How other people would think if you don't do this, this, and that. And so there's a lot of thought and consideration about how you would look like, how people would admire you. And again, pile number 2, this is at an unconscious level. So while consciously you could think, oh, I don't like to talk too much about myself, I'm very humble, and this is true, by the way, but at the same time there is duality here without you noticing unconsciously. On an unconscious level, you, however, do care a little bit, and you tend to think unconsciously about what these certain people in specific are gonna think and feel when you do these certain things, and how you're going to look like when you don't do these things or when things go wrong. So this creates an attachment to certain things, and when things go right, they take you along with them on a high. But when things go wrong, they take you with them on a low, and it breaks your heart. Pile number 2. And so you're being invited here to end this dual nature here, because walking away from this attachment will really change excuse me, everything for you. Because this way, when people compliment you, for example, you will feel happy, of course. There's a little hit, no doubt about it. But you will not be so afraid of losing that tag that they just gave you. And then you won't be enslaved to making sure all the time that you're doing everything right so that no one says anything. You free yourself, pile number 2. And at the same time, when things go wrong, you haven't labeled yourself with it. You don't go down with it. You are still that creature of God or creature of the universe, whether anyone likes it or not. Whether anyone likes it or not, you are special. That is the reality, pile number 2. And you are special, and this is the truth, whether people think of it or not. And this is at the level where you were being pushed to stay at, pile number 2, and not keep yourself stuck to the tactics of other people, the manipulations, how they can tag you with one thing to push you to do another, how they can criticize you so that you can do something else, how you would imprison yourself with so many things that you wished you can do but are not doing because you don't want other people to falsely tag you with other things. This way you free yourself and you slowly go towards your authentic self, whether anyone likes it or not, pile number 2. This way you'll end friendships and any type of people who kept you imprisoned, who were toxic anyway, who weren't making you feel like you're real you, and start cultivating reciprocative relationships. People who respect you for who you are, will love you whether things go wrong or go absolutely right. They'll be cheering for you when things go right and encouraging you when things go wrong. They won't be labeling you and they won't be criticizing you. They'll be finding ways to encourage you and to gently lead you towards your path again, pile number 2. And that is the healthiest sort of relationships that you would want in your life anyway. And so here there is an invitation to end and walk away from environments that weren't really serving you anyways, and start meeting other people and connecting with other people who would cherish you for exactly who you are, as a creation of God, for your goodness, for what you have to offer as a good person, and not with all the superficial tags that come with it that keep you up or keep you down, pile number 1. This way you'll enjoy your life and you'll enjoy your authentic self more and move away from the old ways of doing things. And listen to me, pile number 2. Here you're represented as the Knight of Cups. You're already an amazing person. The Knight of Cups with the Empress here is just mind-blowing, along of course with the King of Pentacles. You, as a person, it seems like you've done a lot of achievements. You're pretty impressive yourself. And you also have the Knight of Pentacles here. Do you see how many court cards and the Empress with it? It's just, the description of who you are is already amazing. And with the Knight of Cups here, that was your original card, getting onto this reading, you're one step away from becoming the bombalicious person that you're supposed to be. One step away by adjusting your attachment without noticing again to other people and being exactly who you are, because this is great power here. When you are who you are and you're not and you don't go down and up with whatever happens to you in your life, you're not manipulated by other people when they compliment you, and you're not afraid to lose the tag. You don't go down when other people criticize you, because you are happy the way you are. In fact, You will be learning to educate yourself and change the things that you feel you need to change about yourself. So when someone criticizes you about it, it won't hurt anymore. You're already trying to fix it. And other than that, you already know that you're amazing. If someone compliments you, it's flattering, it's nice, but you're not afraid to lose it because you know it. And when they change their mind, or if they change their mind, it's their deal. It's none of your business, right? You are already there, pile number 2. And along with that, you finally liberate yourself from the mind games, the calculations that you have to take and think about who's going to say what and who's going to say that, because you're going to get rid of a lot of these people if you can. In the first place, changing your environment as much as you can, or until you can. And this way, by not being attached, you don't have to think 1,000 times of what people are going to think. What they think is genuinely their business. It's none of your business. You are happy where you are. You're changing what you want to change. And if anyone doesn't like it, it's their problem. It is their complete problem. And it's not our problem to care about other people's problems. So pile number 2, embrace this amazing Empress energy that you have, that is purely depicted of you here energetically. Embrace your King of Pentacles energy. It seems like there's so much you can do in life. Embrace your Knight of Pentacles. It seems like you're a person who is driven and is slowly going towards your dream. Embrace who you are, because pile number 2, you are a beautiful being, I promise you. And pile number 2, that was your reading. I am wishing you the best of luck from my heart. And if you've enjoyed this reading, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. So you've chosen the 4 of Pentacles, which is depicted here as the 4 of Stones in this deck. And you see a person here who's sitting in a cotton flower field with salmon swimming by, and you feel like this person is protecting something. So we're gonna talk about that in a second, but first let's pull out your oracle card, and then we'll pull out your tarot cards and have a coherent reading. Ooh. Oh, now this makes sense. I mean, this couldn't be a coincidence here. It's nearly the exact same pose. Can you see? All right, and then we'll have a cohesive reading of why you faced these challenging times and how to heal from it. With your pile number 3, I'm feeling that this is not the only reason why you went through this journey, but it's an integral and a pillar, one of the pillars to why you went through these tough times. Pile number 3. So let's pick out your tarot cards together and see, why did pile number 3 face these challenging times and how to heal. Oh, I feel this one. I feel it. And how to heal from it. By the way, pile number 3, if you hear any background noises today, it's my dog. He's feeling a little bit ill, and I think I have to keep him with me here today, so apologies about that. Alright, so why did pile number 3 face these challenging times, and how can pile number 3 please heal from it? I'm feeling this one and also this one. Let's keep it here with us. So pile number 3, you have the Emperor. Now this is making sense. You have the Lovers. Thank you, Spirit Guides. You have Strength Oh gosh, this is making so much sense now. You have Temperance. You have the Queen of Pentacles right under the Lovers. Okay, makes sense. You have the World under the Emperor, absolutely. You have the Two of Swords under Express Your Own Divinity, under your Oracle card here. You have the Eight of Swords. You have the Star. And you have, oh, these two came out, the Five of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so I noticed my mic wasn't on. I've just fixed that. And you have an extra card here, which makes all the sense in the world, especially that it's falling right under the Eight of Swords. All right. So look, pile number 4. One of the reasons you face these challenging times is because you really needed to learn how to set boundaries for your own self. You needed to learn the strength on how to protect yourself well. Because, listen, pile number 3, you're a beautiful soul who's quite empathetic, you're a loving person, and you give so much of yourself to the dear ones and the people who you love. And it looks here that you were supposed to learn how to stand up for yourself, how to be courageous, and learn how to set strong boundaries. Because if anyone doesn't respect what you don't believe you should do, or you don't have time for, or learn to respect you and honor the relationship where your self respect is being honored, then it was time for them to go or to be released. You needed to learn, pile number 3, how to be happy on your own and how to respect what you want. Respect your boundaries, where your loved ones have the space to be close to you, but at the same time, if they do not honor you as well and reciprocate this relationship and the love that you give, whether this is a romantic relationship or friends or family, whatever it is, you needed to learn to grow and learn to live on your own and to be happy on your own and to set boundaries where you no longer feel like, should you give up one person or the other? Should you respect yourself, or should you give to others? That sort of thinking needed to change. You needed to broaden up your perspective and learn that it's a balance of reciprocation where you give and you take as well. And if you've learned that you're going to be alone if people do not give you back to you, now you've learned that it's not a horrible feeling, it's not you being stuck. That was a thought that was keeping you stuck, pile number 3. You've learned that being on your own and honoring your self-worth is actually an amazing thing. And now or later on, very soon, or now, you've learned to only harbor relationships that respect you and reciprocate the same way that you do. By the way, pile number 3, you have the Star card here. learning to become stronger, to stand up for what you want, to say no to what is not serving you, is your wish come true. You just didn't see it because it was in disguise. You had to learn to befriend that powerful voice deep inside you that was telling you, no, that was telling you, hey, pile number 3, it doesn't feel right. What they're doing is not right. Hey, do you feel something wrong here? You've learned to harbor this voice, to listen to yourself without giving up on the beautiful person that you are. And now, pile number 3, this card is gone, this 5 of Pentacles. You no longer feel like you give and that your love is not respected, and that you don't take back, and that you sometimes feel alone even though you're with people, that you're not expressing who you are even though you're a divine being who's worth the best in the world. Why be in a relationship where your beautiful flower is dying, pile number 3, on the inside, little by little every day? No. Pile number 3, you might have gone through some tough times, I see here, especially with the 5 of Pentacles. You've been through disappointment. You felt alone, whether you were with people or without. Pile number 3, I'm even channeling your emotions. It hurts my chest as I'm talking to you. And I am so sorry you've been through these tough times. I'm so sorry for your disappointment, pile number 3, especially you being this beautiful person that you are. But just like the salmon in your main card with the 4 stones here suggests, salmons, they go against the grain. You had to go against yourself and against your life and build up the courage and learn that keeping and staying with people who do not respect you, who do not listen to you when you talk, who do not give you back when you give, when you need them, who do not simply say thank you and cherish the kindness that you're giving, where you don't feel like yourself, where you're not taking the kindness that you're giving. And I realize that not everyone is capable of giving you the love that you're capable of giving the world, with you being an evolved soul here. But they are still capable of fully giving their best. And pile number 3, no more giving excuses to people, no more thinking that they can't give, or this is the best that they can have, or that they're going through bad times. You can let go once or twice to stand there by a friend who needs help. But if this is the nature of the relationship, then it's not serving you, pile number 3, and you need to learn that you come first. The only odd to this rule is when you need to take yourself out of yourself and help other people and be there for them during their tough times. And even then, reciprocation of respect is a must, pile number 3. So yes, you've been through tough times, and it hurt, if not burned your heart, is what I'm hearing. It felt like you were alone, that the world left you alone. It felt like you had no one but yourself for quite a while, pile number 3. But isn't it funny how sometimes the very thing that caused us pain, anguish, perhaps the dark night of the soul, was the very thing that led us to our ultimate dream of becoming strong, independent, of relying on ourselves and becoming in control of our lives, learning how to develop healthy relationships where we love but feel in control, where we feel we're respected, where we respect ourselves in this relationship, causing and resulting to the ultimate balance that we actually wanted in the first place. And remember, how else can we grow if there aren't challenges? Aren't we spiritual beings who came down here to grow and to ascend into stronger beings in the first place? And through your challenge, pile number 3, part of your challenge was learning to embrace from the 3D realm, this emperor energy, because it is spiritual at the end of the day. And being stable, learning how to love yourself the way you gave love to others. Stand up for yourself the way you've stood up for others with your empathy. Learn to channel your empathy towards you as well, because pile number 3, you are a divine being as well, and you deserve this kindness that you're giving out there. So just like you give it, you have not given it to yourself. You have gone poor in this area of not giving to yourself, pile number 3, when you are the most person who deserved it for being so beautiful and wonderful. And now, pile number 3, you're learning to balance this energy properly, because now that you know that you're a divine being who deserves it, you're going against the grain of this imbalanced empathy, learning to love yourself as well, balancing this energy out properly, where you give to others, but you sure give to yourself as well, pile number 3. And that was the learning lesson, the ultimate reciprocation and balance in the energy of giving and taking. And pile number 3, while you think you were stuck during these tough times and alone, to be quite frank with you, pile number 3, and you probably know it here, you were always alone, my sweet pile number 3s. Whether you realize it or not, when you don't express your divine energy, when you feel like you should get in touch with your strength and you're not really capable of your doing, because perhaps your empathy is stopping you sometimes, or your need for help is stopping you at other times, or your fear of loss is stopping you at other times, then you were never really free, actually. Were you, pile number 3? You were never really free. And you needed to hit this rock bottom, because during rock bottom, when you have nothing to lose, when you lose everything that you've been fearing of losing, it's the one time where you see the light, where you realize the root cause of the problem. You have the clarity now to think what was wrong. And during these times is when you connect with your internal strength, with power. You shake hands, you become friends, and you learn the importance of befriending yourself first before you befriend others, of giving yourself first before you give others, pile number 3. And that was your biggest lesson. Now let's talk about healing now. There is a lot of sadness here, very strong energy that I even channeled and told you about. It hit my heart, and I'm so sorry, my dear pile number 3s. If the world made you feel alone, I genuinely care for you, pile number 3, and I'm so sorry for everything. I'm giving you my virtual hug and my virtual genuine care to you. I care, pile number 3. And your healing here, this reminds me of EFT, tapping. It's one of the great techniques to release old pain and start anew. It's a wonderful technique that I've tried myself. It really surprised me. I didn't think it was going to be that effective. So take a look at that. There are many free resources online that you will find, or perhaps you want to take some classes, and you hit on certain spots, on certain energy spots, and through it you learn the technique of how to release your emotions and release your pain. I really recommend it. I really see it clearly here for you. It's going to help you a lot release this old pain, because look, pile number 3, you can be vibrating high and starting to feel happy, but if you're on a boat that's sailing and you have a lot of stones that are weighing the boat down. You're moving very slowly, if really effectively at all, because while you're now sailing, there's water getting into your boat, perhaps causing you to sink at some point, and it's causing slowness in moving. So how can you vibrate high when you're being pulled down all the time? So while everyone needs to work on their shadow work, releasing is very important. That could be done through meditation. In fact, there's this meditation quote that I absolutely love. It says, everyone needs to meditate at least 20 minutes per day. And if you're really busy, then you need to meditate for an hour. And it's so true, because if you're so busy, then you need it more than everyone else. And my point here, pile number 3, is that now is the time for you to release these emotions so you can free yourself, all while rectifying the way you think now, pushing away negative thoughts, negative memories, negative emotions. And while you release this, it's like you're releasing these stones from the boat so that I can move lightly and quickly. Pile number 3. So my dear, beautiful pile number 3, that was your reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.